y'all, welcome back to Mama Loves Manga, and welcome back to another episode of the Yuricast. I am here with my decently good host, Lythis.
Hello.
He's very tired and probably tired of my shenanigans. So we are going to...
The people don't need to know this.
They like to know the little behind the scenes things. It's fun. They enjoy it. They're like, oh wow, we get to know them. They're real people. They're not just wonderful, beautiful voices on the internet.
I mean, I don't know that. They don't leave comments.
That is... You know what? I am so triggered right now. Wow, actually, I feel betrayed by y'all, TBH. Like, please leave us comments. Let us know what you think of us and how we're doing, because we need outside validation.
I wasn't gonna go there, but sure.
Anyway, Lythis.
Yeah.
Since you're the guest, you get to tell the audience.
I don't even think you've told them what the series is yet.
No, you're going to.
Oh, I have to do that as well?
Yes, tell them the series.
I thought I was just gonna have to give the summary.
See, listen, this is what happens whenever you make me host.
Oh.
You get to do the actual work. So what are we reading? Or what we're... No, I take that back. What are we talking about today?
We are talking about the series Doughnuts Under a Crescent Moon, written and illustrated by Shio Usui, put out by Seven Seas Entertainment. We did receive a review copy for this work, so, forewarning. We did get this for free, and we are doing this review because, we got a review copy, so we should review it. But as for what this series is about, obviously it's Yuri, of course. And it is about two office ladies, one of whom is a junior and the other is a senior. So one's kind of the manager of the other, and they kind of get along in the office. And neither of them, one isn't really into relationships all that much because she... we won't get too into spoilers, but there are other things she feels obligated towards. And then the other has just not really realized who she's into. She's, never felt that she's wanted to go out with a guy. And that is kind of where the series begins. And these characters sort of interacting and growing closer to one another.
Yes, that was a much better description than I would have given. So thank you very much.
You're too hard on yourself.
That's what my therapist said. I think that you and I both figured out or found out about this series around the same time, probably through like a Twitter retweet.
I was excited when it got licensed. I was anticipating this one pretty highly.
Okay, so yeah, around the same time. I think, because I feel like you mentioned it to me or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making that up, but...
When it got licensed, definitely.
Yeah. And I guess, like, just based off of the title, I guess I thought that there would be more donuts involved. Like, there are donuts. There is a reason why it's called Doughnuts Under the Crescent Moon, but I kind of went into it thinking maybe it was
going to be a foodie series.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Like, just a little bit. Which, is there a foodie Yuri series?
Probably. I don't know of it, and if I do know of it, I've forgotten.
It's okay. So, yeah, I kind of went into it expecting maybe a little bit more comedy. Maybe that's what I was expecting, because for some reason when I think of like donuts, I think of comedy. That doesn't make any sense at all.
You looked at this cover and were like, this is definitely going to be a comedy series.
Like a rom-com. Like
Those are not the vibes that this cover gives off, and you know that's just my experience. So you know maybe everyone else is different.
It looks like it could. I mean, come on, like look at the font. It's really cutesy. I don't know.
It is cutesy, but their facial expressions and their body language does not indicate to me that this is a comedy series.
They look really shy, and it just looks like, oh, it could be like a cute little rom-com. Okay, that's the impression that I got. I don't need to explain myself to you, sir. That's so. When I started reading this, I was surprised, but in a good way, because it is a lot more mature, I think, than I initially thought it would be.
It has more meat to it than maybe some other series.
The main character had some interesting thoughts and explored like a pretty interesting perspective that I think gives it a little bit more of a mature edge than, you know, usual Yuri like romance titles.
Well, I was highly anticipating this series, so you know, and it did not disappoint. I thought it was going to be very good, very solid. You know, just be more, I guess, more in depth with the characters, I guess I would say. Not quite so shallow as happens, you know, in other series. I was expecting it to go, you know, give the characters a little bit more depth than maybe we're used to. You know, flesh them out, give them a little bit more dimensionality. And it delivers. I like the series.
Hopefully we'll get more. I'm hoping that we'll get more as...
I mean, they licensed it. I would assume they would put out more volumes than just the first one.
No, I mean, like, we'll get more about the characters as the series
okay,
goes.
okay.
Yeah, like, hopefully we do get a lot more from them. I feel like it was a pretty good opening, or debut of the series. It did a good job of setting up the characters. I'm sure you can guess which of the characters is my favorite, and like the one that I want to date.
The one who I think she's supposed to have brown hair, but I can't think of it of anything other than like pink. Or like like a pink or like a salmon color.
Wait, you think I like her?
That's who I thought. Am I incorrect? I must be incorrect.
Yes, you are incorrect. I like the dark-haired girl.
Okay.
What made you think that I liked the pink-haired girl?
I don't know. She just seems like
tall.
your kind of character. Well, I mean, you have mentioned you like that, but
Yes.
you know, she just seems like you seem to like bubbly characters, and she's bubbly. So I thought she would be the character you would like.
She and I could be friends. We'd have a good time together. But short, dark-haired girl, I'm wifing her up. She seems responsible.
I mean, she is a manager.
Exactly.
I would hope so.
She can come and manage me.
Oh boy.
But yeah, salmon-haired girl she's fine. She's nice. I feel bad for her. She feels so trapped, you know, like, and it's just sad. Like, she's so bubbly on the outside, but
I think that's the point. And it's an exploration of that sort of character aspect or flaw and how she sort of overcomes that throughout the course of the series.
Yeah. It's a little rough. I don't like seeing... I was going to say I don't like seeing people in pain, but I read a lot of things that, you know, involve people being in pain.
Lilith.
But that's a different kind of pain.
Yeah, it is heavier emotionally than maybe a lot of series that, you know, we're used to getting.
Oh, for sure. And it's not a bad thing at all, though. It makes it feel a lot more I keep using the
grounded.
word yeah, it's nice. I also really like the art style. I'm assuming that you probably do as well.
Oh, of course.
Oh, another thing. Okay. I like the fact that the one that fits into that more responsible role is shorter than the other. I don't know what there's something about that I really like. I something about a and a like a short woman who has her shit together, and could like step on my neck a little bit. Like, I don't know. I didn't know that was a thing that I liked until I read this, and I was
I
like,
mean,
oh wow.
I don't think she's the kind of person that's gonna be doing any neck stepping. Just
You don't
like,
know that.
I mean, I don't, but like, I mean, I can't say for certain that if I jumped off the Empire State Building, I couldn't fly. Like, I'm about as certain that she's not into that as I am that I can't fly.
Wow. Don't assume what her kinks may or may not be. The point is, I'm not really that into the whole like tall short thing, but for some reason with this couple, it works. So Hinako, she's the one who we've said is outwardly pretty bubbly. She
Cheerful
definitely
and
she's
smiles all
very
the time.
cheerful. She's very into like looking nice, I guess. Like she likes makeup and clothes and um things like that, which actually does kind of come that kind of comes up in the series about her as we or at least in this volume.
Does she
uh
actually like these things, or
right,
are these
exactly.
things that have just become part of her routine?
So something else I want to point out about Hinako is that um another like relatable trait of hers is that she kind of like she definitely has very negative thoughts about herself, which is actually not a good thing to relate to. I hope that no one else relates to this, but I do. And there's a panel where she is kind of freaking out because she made a mistake, and uh what's the dark-haired girl's name?
Asahi.
Asahi has to kind of like mention it, and so Hinako is just so embarrassed and goes to her desk and she's just like, she must think I'm a total loser. I suck at my job and I only ever talk about guys. And it's just kind of like, it's like, dang girl, I hate that I relate to that kind of like that thinking that one little mistake and all of a sudden you're just like, oh my god, I'm horrible and everyone hates me and thinks I'm a loser.
Like, there, I do distinctly remember a scene in where she like projects this like dark demonic sort of version of her
Mm-hmm.
that just kind of like talks down to her.
Mm-hmm. This other side of her literally is telling her she's defective. Oh, it hurts. Obviously, like, I don't necessarily relate to everything that she's going through, but just, like the intrusive thoughts and the that feeling of not fitting in and kind of like, she's like trying to walk on this path that other people told her that are telling her she should be walking, and she's like, wait a minute, do I even do I want this? Like, is there something wrong with me, or is or am I okay the way I am? And it's almost like it definitely seems like a story of self-discovery.
I I think I would choose, instead of self discovery, I would choose self acceptance as sort of the operative phrase.
Mm. I appreciate that this is being done um, in a series that's geared toward adults. There's this misconception that like once you hit a certain age or once you hit a certain milestone, you start like you finish college and you start working like
What are you talking about? Once you hit 18, like your life just snaps together like that.
Yeah,
Definitely, that's how that
is
works.
true. Yeah, like you're expected to just know what the heck you're doing. But people feel like I mean, we know how old I am. And there are people who expect to be to like get to my age and like know exactly what they want for themselves, but I'm here to tell you that that's not true.
Good series, inspire good discourse.
I want to see more from this couple. I want to see what could happen.
I mean, they're not a couple yet.
I know,
though.
okay. I know I call them a couple. I'm getting ahead of myself. In my head, they are a couple. They're not a couple yet. So, but I'm sure they're gonna be. Like, come on.
I don't know. Maybe we'll get a curveball. I mean, probably not, but it could happen.
Listen, if we get a curveball thrown at us, I will throw a fit.
I mean, I don't know. I could see curveballs in this series that could be, like, really good. Like, there's potential for some really good blindsides in here.
But it needs to be temporary, because ultimately I need these two to be together.
I mean, what if it's a tragedy, though?
What? Do you think are you predicting that someone's gonna die?
No. People don't have to die for a series to be a tragedy.
That's the only... What other tragedies could keep them apart, though?
Like obligations or something like that.
Oh, those things could be worked around. Like, what kind of obligations? Like one of them getting engaged? That can be broken.
All I'm saying is that, like, there are many different directions that it could go in, and I am interested to see the direction that is taken.
The bonus comics definitely give me certain vibes.
I mean, the bonus comics are usually meant to be, like, upbeat, happy, comedic, like, little bonus things that you get at the end of the volume.
Okay, I hear what you're trying to do. Okay. I hear you trying to burst my bubble. Don't do that, okay? What we're not finna do on Black History Month is steal my joy, okay, like this?
Okay, you've been trying to steal your own joy for the past 30 minutes, okay?
Listen, I'm allowed to steal my own joy, but you are not allowed to steal my joy. So let me believe what I believe about this couple. Just look, they're so cute together. They're so cute. Although,
I don't deny that.
Yes, but something that I do want to... I'm sure other people have mentioned this. I think our friend Ray has mentioned this about Yuri and how oftentimes... Because I was thinking about this. Like, both of these characters are so cute, but they're both very femme. And sometimes it would just be kind of nice just to have, like, one of them, at least one, to be a little less femme, but I doubt that that'll ever happen. I doubt we'll get that. But
I mean, the manager lady is less so than Salmon Girl, Asahi and Hinako. But yeah, I get what you mean.
yeah,
I think, like, Kaze-san is the only series that I can think of off the top of my head where we have, like, definitely the sporty girl. Mm-hmm. Whereas most of the time it does not veer too far away from, very typical femme aesthetics.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, like, dark-haired girl who's... I already forgot her name, but...
Asahi.
Asahi?
Yes.
Okay. So she has a very... She is more of, like, this sophisticated femme look, and then you have Hinako, who gives off the more, like, super girly feminine. So it's like just two very feminine people, which is fine. They're both very, very cute. But sometimes it would be nice to see slightly, at least just a little bit. Just give us a little bit. But it's Yuri, so I don't know. I'm probably asking for too much.
I mean, I don't think it's asking for too much if, like, the thing you're asking for, like, almost doesn't exist.
No, That's true. That's true. Oh, you know what? What did you think about the little sister?
She's fun.
Yes, she's adorable. Um,
This is
actually, I was. Oh, sorry.
Asahi's little sister.
Yes, also his little sister.
Our manager, dark-haired girl, has a little sister who is
And
a giant ball of fun and excitement.
she's adorable. She's also taller than her sister, which I find adorable. I think I just find it adorable because as an older sister, which granted I have two younger brothers, but they're like so much taller than I am. And it's just kind of fun. I love I love the sibling dynamic where the older sibling is smaller than the younger sibling. I don't know why I like that. It's just a cute dynamic. It's funny watching a shorter person kind of like scold a taller person. All right, so all of that being said, all of that rambling that I just did, where do you, Lythis, think that this series is going to go moving forward? And when you do that, after you do that, then I'll share my thoughts, but they're probably similar to yours. So, I don't know.
I think that it's going to be more of a slow burn.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not going to it's gonna be like a slow burn into like, I don't know, like a warm campfire. I don't think we're gonna get like fireworks. Maybe a few hiccups here and there, and then eventually they kind of end up together in sort of like a happy sort of partnership kind of deal. Again, it does set itself up very well for like, could do a lot of things. And they would all seem reasonable. Like, it's not, if it feels like it could go in a lot of directions without feeling like kind of ridiculous or like Deus Ex Machina. Yeah. So, you know, I have my thoughts. I think it's probably going to be like that. As for length, I could see it being like 4 or 5 volumes. Probably. Now, if we get a curveball, it could be longer. But, you know, I don't know that.
I don't want any curveballs. I do agree with you. I think that it's gonna be slow. Like there's not going to be any confessions of love anytime soon. They're definitely going to. I think they're gonna build a friendship, and then maybe, like you said, have some sort of partnership. I don't know what it's gonna look like. I'm interested to see.
We recommend you pick this series up, which you can do so today, because this should be going up on its release date. So, you know, if you've not purchased it, pre-ordered it on like Amazon or whatever, you could go pick it up in a store. I mean, to be fair, lots of things are, you know, pandemicked at present, but yeah, it does release on the day that this video is going up, so you can go pick it out. Digital copies are out today. You don't even have to wait for those if you're not into like the physical volumes.
Speaking of digital copies, let's talk about what we're reading next month. I am pretty excited about it, and the reason why I mentioned digital copies is because I bought this, at least the first 6 volumes of this series, digitally because it was on sale, because I am a smart manga shopper. And we're going to be talking about Yuri Is My Job, volumes 1 through 6 in March.
Yay! And that will be going up on my channel.
Yes, that will be on Lythis' channel, so make sure that you are following both of us. If y'all would like to ask us questions about Yuri is my job.
Or Doughnuts Under a Crescent Moon.
Or Doughnuts Under a Crescent Moon. Either one. You know? Do that. Do that in the comments, please.
Or on Twitter.
Or yes, or on Twitter. We're there. We post sometimes. I post. Lythis doesn't.
No, I don't. I hardly ever do.
If you see the Yuricast tweeting, it's usually
There's a 95% chance it is Asia.
Leave us comments. Tell us what you think. We would like feedback. Are you enjoying the series?
And if you have any questions about our next series that we might be able to answer,
do that as well. Yuri is my job. Not my job. It's the name of the
series. It kind of is our job, right?
You know what? That's kind of true. So, thank y'all so much for listening. Sit down and read your manga. Bye.
Bye.